Why do we have desires? Where are desires coming from? What is the root cause of all our wishes, all our longing, this feeling of completeness? Where does it originate from? And this is very sacred, ancient knowledge from the yogic texts, where it is described that all desires originally coming from the soul, coming from the conscious being within. And the soul is described as Sat-Chit-Ananda, which means Sat, eternity, yeah, the energy or the desire of eternal life. No birth, no death. Yeah. Conquering the cycle of diseases, yeah, getting old, taking birth, dying, being full of life force, Kundalini fully awakened, full of bliss, full of joy, yeah, where really the energy is channeled from within. This is the first desire. The second desire, Chit, knowledge, wisdom, consciousness, the desire to know. We all, otherwise you would not watch the video, right? We all want to experience knowledge. We all want to be aware, be conscious. We want to know, who am I? What is this life about? Who is God? Is there life after death? Is the earth round? Is the earth flat? And so on. We have so many questions. Yeah? We turn to scientists, to philosophers, to teachers, to YouTubers to get answers about life, most precious questions. And for me, I would say the main desire or the main energy, Ananda Shakti, yeah, the energy of love, the energy of happiness, joy, unconditional beauty, unconditional love. So, and nobody can say nobody wants not to experience love, right? The core of every one of us is to experience bliss, ecstasy, relationships, emotions, yeah, to exchange, give, and receive love. So these three main desires originate from the soul in that way that these are the original qualities of the soul, of you. Yeah, you just listen to me. You and me and everyone else who listens to this message. Your soul is made out of a special material, yeah? A spiritual material, and the material form itself is always eternal, full of knowledge, full of bliss. We all looking for these qualities in the material world, yeah, with the mind, with the mental body, but also with the physical body. In a spiritual sense, these qualities manifest as, or rather, I would say, you can release blockages, yeah, or these desires by engaging the energy of eternity, knowledge, and bliss in spiritual practices. For example, knowledge would be to listen about spiritual philosophy, spiritual ideas, to read ancient sacred texts, read the Bible, read the Vedas, yeah. Read knowledge about the soul and God and the connection between the soul, the individual being, and the supreme being. Now, this gives you the satisfaction and the nourishment on the soul level. The energy of knowledge, love, Ananda, would be prayers, meditation, yeah, to engage in spiritual practice where you experience that joy on a spiritual level, the highest spiritual emotion you would express in connection with God. If you chant God's holy names, if you share wisdom about God, if you really on a deep level connect your consciousness with the supreme consciousness, then you activate this energy of love. And the energy of eternity, to transcend birth and death, would be to engage in spiritual activities, visit churches, temples, associate with spiritual like-minded people, to apply, yeah, the knowledge you received in on a physical form, yeah, to serve, to give. So then the soul will be nourished and you experience the highest form of enjoyment from these three qualities and energies. On a more mental level, yeah, those energies, Sat-Chit-Ananda, express in Prana, yeah, the life force, Tejas, yeah, the sun energy, the fire, knowledge, and Ananda, Ojas, yeah, the liquid, the water energy. In Ayurveda, we have also this Prana, Tejas, Ojas. So this would be more a subtle level. For example, I'm sitting now in this room and my windows are closed, but I can still breathe. There's still enough oxygen and I can survive for maybe a couple of days or 1-2 days. If I will open the window now, yeah, I would have more oxygen. But if I would go out of the room, I would, because prana needs to circulate, I will access prana. Yeah. So prana is more subtle. Sat, yeah, the energy in the spiritual level, eternity, completely spiritual and transcendental, expresses itself on a more material level, but still mental and subtle, as prana, the life force, and also the energy of eternity, which is along the spine, the Sushumna Nadi, the main energy channel. Nada or Nadi means channel. We have 72,000 energy channels. Some even say we have alone in the face 72,000, and we have about, I think, 33 million or something like that, like a really huge number of those energy channels. And when we practice yoga and meditation, prayers, go out in nature, connect with the elements, then we open those channels and we can access more life force, more prana, and connect with higher forces and with divinity, with God Himself. So when prana energy is blocked, yeah, then we feel like, oh, I'm tired and life sucks and everyone is against me. And you get also this posture of like, I'm so miserable, so sad. Somebody just died. I don't know if I want to live. Like you see those people. I know many of my friends and family members, and I know it for myself. When I'm in those times, like I feel like really like depressed and brain fog, and something is over me. Yeah, that means my prana energy is depleted. So what you could do is just go out in nature, because when you're out in nature, the prana energy circulates. When you're in a room, you still breathe, you still have air, and air would be the physical manifestation, the most gross manifestation of the Sat, the eternal energy of the soul, to live forever. Yeah, eternity means basically you exist in the present moment, no past, no future, no birth, no death. Everything happens in the now. This means eternity. If you enter into the present moment, you experience this energy, and God you can only experience also in the present moment. You will never find God in the past, neither in the future. God is eternal and always present in this very moment. Then, from the more spiritual realm, yeah, we enter into the subtle, into prana. Yeah, and prana we get from the nature through pranayama, to certain practices, to go to temples, to spiritual places which are charged with this potency. But to access this energy of eternity in the outside, yeah, or even in a room, you need fresh air. You breathe oxygen. This would be the most gross form of eternity, yeah, of knowledge and bliss. Yeah. The nadis, the energy channels, are also connected to the three main energy channels called Shushumna Nadi, the main energy channel along the spine. Yeah, when Kundalini energy awakens, when the chakras are purified and aligned, and you raise the energy from the bottom all the way up, the prana, yeah, the prana flows along the spine all the way up to higher energy centers. This is the point when you reach enlightenment. Then we have Pingala Nadi and Ida Nadi. Pingala Nadi is the Nadi of the masculinity, yeah? The sun, logical force and strength. And the right side of the body is connected to the left side of the brain. Yeah, we can understand, even in physics or in science knows, yeah, neuroscience, we have two brains, and left side, right side of the brain, and each brain has a specific function, and one is more feminine, one is more masculine and creative, and this would be the left side of the body connected to the right side of the brain, which is the sun, yeah, the moon, the moon energy, Chandra. The right side is the right side of the body is the Surya, the fire energy, the sun energy, and the moon energy is also connected to the feminine energy, and like love, expressions, emotions, yeah, creativity. So this is expressed by the woman. Yeah? So we need both energies, the yin and the yang, the good and the bad, the counterparts. The energy of knowledge always reaches out, yeah, to the other side, to the love, and the love energy reaches out to the knowledge. So the female energy reaches out to the male energy. The male energy reaches out to the female energy. It's always the same. Yeah? The fire wants to connect with the water with the fire, the sun with the moon with the sun. And if this is harmonized and balanced, then the energy of eternity awakens into Sushumna Nadi. The nadis cross over from the root chakra to the sacral, solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the third eye, the crown. And if this is balanced, then Sushumna can rise. We have this Kundalini. In pharmacy, we see the symbols in emergency, in hospitals. We have this pole, and then we have one or two snakes, which represents the nadis. And the snake is a symbol of you shedding layers. Yeah, a snake changes the skin, or shades, how you say, removes the skin. Yeah, so it shades the layers. Yeah, so we also have different layers we have to go through, different stages of spiritual development in order to raise this energy. Even Jesus, there's a passage where he speaks about to raise the snake within, this energy of the snake. And this symbol of the snake is in many traditions, we find it many connected with something bad, but actually it's not. It's just a symbol of the rising energy within us. So to come back to the Chit energy, Sat, eternity, Chit, knowledge, yeah, in the spiritual purest form, this energy is called Chit. Yeah. In the more subtle mental form, the energy of knowledge is expressed by tejas. And tejas we can access by sunlight, through fasting, by reading, yeah, by activating the energy of knowledge, yeah, or masculine practices. Yeah, then we have this energy of knowledge. In the physical world, it's expressed through water, which might be confusing because on the left side we have also water, but in a form of ojas, ananda, yeah, the energy of love, emotions, which are stored in water. Yeah, so and the water wants to reach out to the sun, right? So when we have Ananda in the purest form, in the spiritual form, the desires, it expresses itself into ojas, yeah, in the more subtle form. And ojas we can access, for example, if we, yeah, as a man, don't lose semen, yeah, to retain the semen and bring the semen up into Sushumna, the cerebral spinal fluid, all the way up to the high energy centers, to the brain. And when we enter into water for longer periods of time, into cold water, we access ojas. When we enter water, we don't absorb the water, we absorb the element of water, which is ojas. If we fast, we absorb the element of the sun, yeah, through the fasting process. Or if we eat green vegetables or leafy greens, yeah, spinach, lots of sun energy will absorb that. If we go into sauna, we will absorb that. So the food, yeah, expression of love is eating, right? When the mother, the grandmother cooks with love and devotion, yeah, you can taste this love. Yeah, so lots of our feelings are given to us through food. Yeah, so the energy of love in the physical form, mental form is ojas, and then it expresses itself in food. So if we have water, we have food, we have air. Also the sun energy goes into the food, and by eating we absorb the sun energy. The sun is here, yeah, we absorb it on the left side of our body with our energy of love. On the other side, the water, if you drink water, on a physical level, we need water to survive, right? Then we absorb the energy of the water, the Ananda. Yeah? It's always crossing over like the DNA, yeah, like an X or figure 8. It's always from the left to the right, from the right to the left, till it comes in perfect harmony and balance. I know this is a little bit philosophical, but the point here is to understand that we have different desires according to our nature. Our body needs to eat. Yeah, we need to drink water and we need air to survive. Yeah, in a physical form. But also our subtle body needs nourishment through prana, tejas, and ojas. Tejas absorb sunlight in form of sun, direct sun, sauna, fasting, certain foods. Yeah, especially green leafy food. Energy of love we absorb through water, ojas, when we swim, when we go into water, also when we sit. If we don't move and sit or stand for 1 hour, maybe you stand, then the prana can circulate and you absorb water energy, called static exercise. Or we absorb the energy of knowledge, the prana, the eternal knowledge. We absorb the energy of eternity. I just had a 15 hours drive behind me, so please forgive me. I'm trying my best here. So by breathing air, yeah, we sustain our body, right? But also when we go out in nature and we breathe outside, we access prana. And prana sustains our subtle body. And then we have, of course, the spiritual desires. Yeah, mental desires we need. If we have blockages, mental blockages, it will express in physical pain, disorders, chronic diseases, insulin, cancer, whatever will come, blockages, joint pains, skin diseases. But it all starts on a subtle level. If we cut ourselves off of prana, tejas, and ojas, if we follow now everything strictly and we don't act on a spiritual level, it will still be not enough, because the soul has those desires to experience love, joy, and bliss, to experience knowledge, wisdom, and be aware and conscious, and to live an eternal, blissful life full of knowledge. So those desires are always in us, and we express them in many ways. Yeah, we want a new computer, a new car, a new house, a different country to live in, a better job, a better spiritual practice, always the best. We're always looking for the best. At the end, what we really desire is to understand, who am I? Who is God? What is my relationship with the divine? Experience love, yeah, on a very deep level, not just artificially, getting married, getting divorced, having every week another girlfriend. Yeah, experience divine love unconditionally, without wanting anything in return, out of love. Imagine you're freshly in love with someone and you always think about this person and you can't wait to see this person and give gifts to the person and spend time with this person. Imagine this love for eternity. Yeah, this is the love we're looking for, and we experience it in a material form, but it's like we've reflected, yeah, converted, and sometimes perverted even, and we can't experience it really in the purest form in this material world because of our false ego of I and mine. Because we understand, yes, love or sex, relationships, it's for my enjoyment. I want to get out. I want to get something out of the relationship. So then we contaminate the potency of love. Yeah. But on a spiritual level, the love is always pure. And when we act in a spiritual level, the spiritual consciousness, then we can experience the purest form of love, the purest form of knowledge. Not for my own satisfaction, yeah, but to give, to serve others and God. and the eternity, like in the human form of life, the body will die. Yeah, even the body, if you go deep and understand the physics and how the world works, even the body is kind of eternal because it goes back to the earth and the insects will live from it. It's all in a cycle. Nothing is like stagnant. Everything is moving, flowy. So those desires to live, yeah, overcome the fear of death, to live in peace, in harmony, be balanced, in bliss. This is what we're looking for. To know who I am, to have all the answers. Yeah. What is the matrix? Morpheus, Neo asked Morpheus. I know your question. You want to know what the matrix is. Is there a matrix? Do we live in a simulation run by AI and computers and demoniac forces? Yeah. Who am I? Am I the soul? Am I the body? Am I just chemicals? Am I God or just a normal living being? Was I king, an animal, or a frog in previous lives? What will be my destiny? How to get rich? How to get famous? How to get beauty? Yeah, we all want to know. But the main force which drives us all is the desire to love, the desire to be happy. In the next episodes, I will talk more about this topic because it's very deep and there is a lot to say, and it's also my personal development. When I talk about it, it's very interesting to understand the main energy channels, the desires, how everything is connected. Yeah? I mean, everyone speaks about the left and the right side of the brain to find the balance between the yin and the yang. Yeah, so it's all about that. Yeah, if we understand how this works, how this world works, yeah, then we get free of this feeling of lack, that I need to become something and be something and need something in order to feel complete. Because if you realize that the soul already has those qualities within, and because of the identification with the connection with the false ego contaminates our consciousness, and we think of I and mine, and we try to exploit the outside world in order to get knowledge, bliss, and eternity, but we already understand it's already within, it's a big step. It will really give you freedom. Yeah? It will give you more happiness, more joy, more peace, less stress, less anxiety. Everything will be more smooth and more easy in life. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below. Those Wisdom Mondays are recorded in our school community, Flow Beyond. You find the link in the pinned comment or the description below. It's a free online community where you have access to my courses, to our weekly Zoom sessions, to dive deep into breathwork, meditation, flow, and presence, and to live a life of inner abundance and wisdom. Feel free to join. I hope to see you next time. Thank you for taking your time. Namaste.